What's up, guys? Chasing Liam here with episode number 28 of Red versus Blue, and in today's episode, we rebound from our failure to get either side promoted last year with a second chance to rebuild in these divisions. So we're going to go with the transfer special, and hopefully these new signings will get the job done because we can't afford to hang around. So like, subscribe, ring the bell. I'll see you after the intro.
Streets are full of dreams and lies. Every corner has a story. With a pint and cloudy skies, we chase our fleeting glory. Manchester Knights are calling. In the madness we are falling. Round and round the wheels turning. Bright city always burning.
So we're going to start off with the new signings on the blue side of Manchester at Maine Road, because why not? And our big headline signing actually this summer has been Luke Norris, a very experienced EFL striker. He's a target man, which probably hints at a change of tactic going forward. And he's played forever, of course, I know from playing for Swindon. Started his career at Brentford, had a couple of very good loans at Bournemouth, Northampton, and Dagenham and Redbridge before he joined Gillingham, where he was pretty good. Joined Swindon, made an excellent target man for us. He was very good at setting up things, and became very prolific in his second year. We saw Colchester, who got in a few more good years at him again. He's not a guy who's going to get you 30 goals a season. He is a guy who is going to create 30 goals a season. He joined Stevenage, another good run there, and recently has been with Tranmere in League 2. Last season, 29 appearances in the league, 7 goals and an assist. And, it's got a 6.95 in League 2, and that's 3 levels above this. So you've got to think he's going to be quite a weapon at this level. I don't expect him to be a 30-goal a season guy, even though he is too good for this level. But I think he will be instrumental in our attack and will help us get over the line, because that is what we're going to have to do. And hopefully we'll pull it off. Joining him competing for those front birds, we're going to have 2 strikers this year. So we're going to have a bit of a rotation option. And Charlie Ragg is going to be one of those guys that we can bring in there as well. Of course, we've got Justin Iwobi, we've got Theo Carroll at the club. We've got enough strikers out of the club already. But Charlie Ragg, he's had a good season for us. He came in, of course, as a loan lead to Maine Road, got 10 goals in 34 in the league below this. We had him on loan at FC United last year from Walsall, and he got 3 and 8 and played very, very well. So we brought him back. He wasn't fitting into my plans for FC United going forward, and I thought he'd probably be a bit more prolific at this level. So that's the gamble we're taking. Again, he's kind of the backup for Luke Norris. He is more of a big man up top than says he's a poacher, but I kind of do see him as that big man up top. So that's how we're going to be using him. Joe Donahue comes in from Oldham, and he is going to be a kind of project, I guess, for this season. He's a central midfielder who plays as a Mazzala, but he's not quite ready for this level. Has the potential to play at this level. Might even send him on loan. He's already wanted, and I'm guessing that is for loan. So in fact, let's jump the gun, stick him on the loan while we're here, just in case, because he's not going to play regularly. He is, according to our squad comparison, 7th choice in this position. So maybe loading him out is the best way, but he is a project for the future. As I said, comes in from Oldham, where he has he's played a couple of loans at the level below this and at this level. So we're going to hope that he can kind of continue that development and eventually break through into our first team. I felt like I needed a new option for fullback at this level as well. So we brought in Ifeoluwa Oni. I'm never going to get that name right. We're just going to call it Oni or Oni from this point, I think, because that's going to be far easier. He can play either side as a fullback or a wingback, which gives us that tactical versatility that I like to have. And he's pretty good for this level. He's not great. He's not fantastic at any level, but he can play at the level above potentially. And that will certainly be a key cog in our machine this season. He had started his career at Charlton, joined Birmingham, never broke through there, joined Cirencester at this level, and has sort of established himself as a good player for this level. Got a transfer to Salford out of that, only played a couple of times in League 2 before going back on loan to this level, where he did very well. And now we've got him on a free, so we're going to be quite happy with him. I think he should establish himself in our first team, and I do like him as an option to have as a right back for us. So we'll look forward to seeing more of him. Luke Jones joins us on a free from Bolton. I'd love to know the history here, because Luke Jones is from Chinese Taipei at I don't know if there's many Joneses in Chinese Taipei, but there we go. But he's a very good winger on both sides. Actually is more a playmaker on the wings than he is a winger or an inside forward. But we'll make him fit our system because he's a very, very good player with a lot of potential. Has never played a first team game. So, we're uncharted territory. We don't have any kind of stats to back up this transfer. I am very curious. He's English, English, but born in Chinese Taipei. Again, that's a story you can write in your own heads because I don't understand how someone English ends up in Taipei, to be honest, but that's life. And yeah, he's very fit, very quick for this level. His mentals are solid, and even his technicals for what he does are not bad. I mean, I'd like to see him maybe be a better crosser of the ball. We can work on that. But definitely potential here. He should slot nicely into our starting lineup most of the time. Shane Reynolds joins us from Barnsley. He's a centre-half / left-back, Northern Irish, 19 years old. Good determination, actually has a professional personality, which we love to see. He's going to be a bit of a fringe player for us this season, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him break in towards the back end of it, if I'm honest. He should develop quite nicely with us. He does have to do a little bit of work on his defending, but, we've got time to train that into him. Again, a player who's never played a professional game, so uncharted waters, but I think he's got what it takes to become a really solid feature in our side, and we're going to hope that he can develop this tackling and heading and really sort of establish himself over the coming season, become a key figure in our side going forward. Dan Myers comes in to give us that flexibility across the back, but everywhere across the back line. He's not spectacular in any of them, but he's a very, very good backup option for us. Already 25, and he's been a bit of a journeyman in his career so far. Started off at Crook Town in the Northern Division 1, so the league below this. Got to move to Newton Aircliffe, which was kind of a sideways move before moving up to Marst in this league, then up again to Spennymoor in the league above. Had a low back at Workington where he didn't quite fit in, but eventually broke into the Spennymoor team. Got to move to Torquay, and then on to Gateshead in League 2, where he's been fairly solid. 32 appearances last season in League 2. I say it's fairly solid. A 6.44 is not the best, but maybe it just shows he was playing a little bit above his ability. But, it'll happen. It happens to a lot of footballers. But he's had that run. He's got that league experience. He's come to us on a free, and we can't really grumble about that. Freddie Hockey has come in as well. He will give us that versatility, being able to play up top, and he can play on the wing, which is nice to have. He's got a lot of pace, which is going to really help. I'm not convinced of him as a finisher so much, and he's a guy to, I guess, just link up playing. I say link up playing. I've just spotted his vision is 4. So we'll work on that with him because that's going to be a key component to turning him into a sort of better link-up guy, I would have to say. But he's 21 already, so he's established in his career. Hasn't really had any league football. Started off at Colchester, but then played in the National League for Chelmsford for a few years. Played in the National League South. Played the National League for Altrincham as well a handful of times before a loan at Cirencester in the Southern League Premier South. And has sort of his career's stagnated a little bit. He's not done badly anyway. He's actually had some fairly respectable performance, I would say, in the National League. But he comes to join us now, and as I said, that versatility and that pace will help us out a lot. And if we can get him turning into a bit more of a creative player, I think he'll really, really come on leaps and bounds. So we'll keep an eye on. He's going to be kind of a backup option, probably on the bench quite a lot because he can fill so many roles for us. And obviously, we only get 5 subs at this level, so that's always going to be beneficial. So we'll keep an eye on Freddie Hockey. We'll see what he turns into. Aaron Chung joins us from Bradford Park Avenue, another option on the wings. He's got the pace, he's got decent enough crossing, and he's got that room to grow, which is nice. Already rated as being good for this level. Started his career at Sunderland before joining Bradford Park Avenue, where he played for the last couple of seasons at this level. And what caught my eye here was that he's not only consistently putting in a 6.8 average rating, but over the course of those 2 seasons, just in the league, 81 appearances, 17 goals, 12 assists, 4 Player of the Match awards. He is certainly a weapon at this level. I don't remember Bradford Park Avenue being particularly great last year. I think they're a pretty solid mid-table side. We should be pushing for promotion. I think that'll be what gets the extra couple of inches out of him. And hopefully that's a good signing, a good catalyst for us going forward. Now, this signing was as much a practical one as it was an emotional one. Ben Margetson, a Welshman, 26 years old, joining us. And he's a centre-half, a right-back, right wing-back, right midfielder, can do a little bit of a lot and a lot of a little bit, which is quite nice. A good option. He's got no real room to improve, but does sort of bring in that solidity. I was hoping he would be a good captain, but, his leadership's up now, and we can't afford to send him on leadership courses, so I guess we'll make do. But if we look at his career history, he started his career at Cardiff, as you'd expect a Welshman to do, before going on loan to Sutton, where he didn't play, joined Swansea, and then joined Bromley, where he played once in the National League. He's had a few appearances in the National League North and South. Then crossed the border to play in the Cymru Premier for Pontypridd, where he's done very, very well for himself, in all honesty, well enough to get himself a move to TNS, where surprisingly, it doesn't look like he's won any trophies, which is interesting, because you'd think at TNS, he'd just be grabbing trophies with both hands. And then he joins Maine Road. But I mentioned this guy who's a bit of an emotional signing. For those of you who aren't as old as me, Ben Margetson is the son of Martin Margetson, who was a very, very good goalkeeper back in the day and played for Wales. But if we look at his career stats, he actually played for Manchester City for quite a long time, played for Manchester City for 8-9 seasons, and was their main goalkeeper in the Championship. He does have a connection to Manchester City and thus obviously to Maine Road. So that was quite nice. It was nice to bring in the son. I won't put him a City legend. He was never that impactful for City that I remember. City fans can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on this. But he was always a very solid number 2 for City, and I'm sure he's well thought of amongst those circles of sort of older City fans. So yeah, we'll jump through because why not? And we've got loan signings now. So Pabos Iosifidis joins us. I think we're just going to call him Pabos, I'll be honest. He's a winger, a left winger with potential. Essentially, I felt like the squad didn't quite have enough players that could fill that left wing role for me. And he's costing us nothing to loan in from Cambridge. He's an under-21 international for Cyprus. He has played previously at this level or the level below this for Trafford, where he did very, very well. He started his career actually, so he's a local lad. And yeah, he hasn't broken through at Cambridge just yet, but we'll keep him in and around our squad, and I think he'll be really, really helpful to have around. And then our final loanee is Harrison Roan joining us from Reading. He's very much come in to be a backup goalkeeper. I realised I didn't have enough goalkeepers in the squad, and he's not good by any stretch. If Daniel Cameron gets hurt for a long period of time, we could be in real trouble this season. But I just needed that backup option, and if he can develop just a little bit while he's here, he's done well for us, if we're completely honest. He's not spectacular, he's not special. He was just the best goalkeeper I could get on loan without paying a wage. And, well, we'll look at the reasons we've had to do that. We look at who has gone out from us this season. It's been quite a colossal of youth teamers that went away from us, which didn't help. Audie Lumansa has joined Grantham on loan. Really oddly, he's gone out on loan also to Warrington Road. I think that's above. I think what's happened there is he's gone on loan to Grantham. The season ticked over. It's ended his loan, and he's now gone to Warrington Rowlands. But he would have been our backup goalkeeper this season. But I felt like I should give him a chance to play because he did play a lot of games for us early on in this save. Leighton Brown has gone on loan to Basford. He was in and out of the squad. Ruben Brammer. Likewise, he is a goalkeeper who would have been in and around, had gone out on loan to Curzon Ashton. Again, I'm just trying to see if he'll develop while he's out. Archie Howard, another goalkeeper, out on loan at Thornaby. And then Mackenzie Paisley was a left back who was in and out of our side last season, or in and around our squad last season. Could have been a first team left back had I not signed any more fullbacks this year. But I sent him to Rushall again just to get some development into him. So the way we're going to line up this season is going to be in this 4-2-4 gegenpress. And my thinking behind this was, as much as having that 4-2-3-1 was working for us, it wasn't producing any great shakes. Then Tierney is our only real out-and-out attacking centre midfielder who can play there. And he's not really as good as a lot of the other players in the squad. And in terms of options to rotate from, we have Harrison Batoni. We've got Freddie Hockey, who, again, I mentioned, is not a great creative player. All we do is we take the burden off the midfield a little bit, and we'll go with 2 up top. We've still got a very solid midfield. I mean, this is pretty much our best 11. This will be the team we play tomorrow, in the next episode for the North Ferriby side in our opening game of the season. English one day. So this is very much how I expect us to line up this season. We've got a very solid back four. Obviously, Oni will cover up in here as the inverted wing back. Burton will come across to make it a back three when we're in possession. We've got Nolan on wing there. Wing will just be a straight attacking centre midfielder because it's what he does best, and he should be able to. My theory is that Oni coming into the midfield here frees up wing to make the runs that an attacking midfielder would be making, and hopefully that will kind of help us transition a little bit. Of course, we've got Coburn Burn on the left-hand side, very, very good for us. Luke Jones comes in on the right-hand side, and then Norris, and for now, Theo Carroll will start up top for us. I think it's a really good partnership to have. I think what we'll see is that Bird will kind of make the runs in behind when Wing can't get in there to be that kind of attacking central midfielder. We've got Jones out wide to cross into Norris, who can hopefully set up Theo Carroll for goals. And obviously as well, we've got that flexibility that Theo Carroll can drop back into that midfield role. Norris can and kind of just be the go aim for up top and sort of people can run off him. That's the plan for that. So, that said, let's go to a slightly quieter transfer window over at FC United. So I've actually only brought in 3 players for FC United for this season because I felt like our squad was there and I just kind of addressed the issues that we had last season. I mean, what cost us promotion was me losing our strikers. It didn't help us out at all. We lost our strikers towards the end of January, couldn't really replace them. Had to, of course, train Jay Fitzmartin to be a striker so we had anyone to go up top because I was an idiot and sent Sean Neva on loan. That won't be happening this season. He's here as backup, if nothing else. But Jobon Makama comes in. He's a very, very good striker for this role. He is officially a target, but we'll play him as a pressing forward. He can do that role. He's perfectly comfortable, especially at this level, in that role. But we work from developing his weaker foot, of course, because we'll need that problem. He's very good for this level. He joins on a free from Lincoln, where he was playing in the Championship last year, which tells you how, yes, he was coming off the bench, but a 6.5 for a 23-year-old, but apparently he's only a good National League North player. He's had a good bunch of experience. He'd also played in the Championship season before with a 6.9 off the bench, tells you he does have something about, hasn't scored at that level, which, you know, it's fine because it's not really his level. But then at Lincoln, the season before in League One, the promotion season, played 29 games. He started 21 off, got 5 goals and assists, a 6.7 rating. He's done very, very well. And off the back of loads where he's been in the National League North, he's played at this level. He's played at the level below. He should know the game quite well at its level. And I think he will be quite a solid signing for us. So our last 2 signings that have joined him are a couple of loans, actually. So we've got Keith Alvarez, who has joined us on loan from Morecambe. He's a defender, can play all the way across the back and holding midfield and right wing back. Very good, very versatile option to have in our squad. We'll be using him primarily as a centre-back, I would say, although his heading is a little bit suspect, so we'll work it out. And yeah, he's only just joined Morecambe, having played in the division below this for Spalding and done very, very well. So, sorry, 2 divisions below this for Spalding. He should be good enough to step up. I think he'll be good enough to step up this level. And, you know, he's had a interesting little career so far for an 18-year-old, and hopefully we'll keep going. I don't know where the Alvarez is coming from. I'm very interested in these things here. His Montserrat, so he might get a cat from Montserrat. There you go. We'll see how that goes. And he's been joined on loan by another versatile defender who can also, again, step up into midfield in Bryce Fasongo. I'm guessing he's got Congolese second nationality. He does come across that name before in the game. But he has joined us, as I said, on loan from Salford. Had a couple of loans out, a couple of levels below this for Rushall and for Witten. And he's done fairly well. So again, I got confidence he can step up. I mean, attributes-wise, he's pretty quick for this level. His mentals aren't terrible, and yes, his defending is not great. But again, regular first-team football, that will develop, and apparently he could be as good as a League 2 player. Lacks ambition, which is always a problem, but it probably also means that he's a player that we can sign, because if he does well and his contract expires at Salford, I don't know when his contract expires at Salford, also at the end of the season, which is nice. But yeah, he might be a player we can bring in permanently if he shows development. He doesn't have a lot of ambition, so he will drop levels because that's sort of how the game works. And also a left-footed centre-half is a miracle. So we'll probably have him slotting in at the back. So with that being said, and I just need to check out what I have learned about being in the week of foot. We'll work on that because that's always important. We've had a bit of a cull at the club as well. largely for budgetary reasons, if I'm honest. And a bunch of sort of fringe-ish players. Obviously, Matty Downing left towards the end of last year. A lot of our youth team players, I think Archie Maguire was sort of on the fringes, if memory serves. He sort of was on the fringes as a right back for us, but never really got going. Aaron Bennett has gone, and he was a pretty big deal for us. 51 appearances he made for the club. He's gone to Connors Key on a free. Sam Beadling didn't do. Did he do a lot for us? Am I reading that wrong? He didn't do a lot for us. I think he was a youth teamer. And then Eddie White, who's kind of our big youth teamer, has gone out on loan to league. He has got room to develop. He just needs to play more football, is what's happening there. And Bailey Copeland is the other big sort of youngster who came through for us at the back end of last season when we needed that striker. And he's gone out on loan for this season. Spent some time at Atherton Collieries on loan last year. Did very well. In fact, it was the season before he came in. And then he's got Runcorn on loan this year. So we'll see how that goes for him. Tactically, we've not changed anything yet this season. I am open to changes, but I think this is working quite nicely because we are overperforming. And I am just hoping that Makama up top could be that guy who steps up and gets the goals for us that we were kind of lacking towards the back end of last season. We have, I don't know if I mentioned signing Leo Adebisi. I think it happened towards the back end of last season. In fact, no, I must have mentioned because he has been here a while. There we go. More you learn. But Bryce Casumbo is either going to go straight into the team. We'll have Keith Alvarez playing as the kind of spare man off the bench because he fits in so nicely everywhere. Jake Bokins kind of just gets on the bench because he is as good a left back as Adebisi on his day. So gives us his option. But yeah, not big sweeping changes for us. And we'll start our season in the National League North against Cornwall. I'm guessing that's where the fake meat products come from, rather than it being a team made of fake meat. But we'll see how it goes. We should have a good season. My plan for this season, I think I said in the last episode, this season will be 2 episodes, unless we are in a playoff again. We'll do the opening game, we'll do the last game, because we've been stuck at this level long enough now that I feel like we need to be kicking on, both with the save, with FM25 looming, and of course, with just not wanting to speed up the series just a little bit. So, we'll wrap up the episode. That's going to be quite a long one, as transfer specials tend to be. But thank you for watching. Do like, subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Tell me what you think this team will do this season. And yeah, until next time, thanks for watching. Stay safe and have a good one.